Cute.
Hi, Stephen Tanzi here, and this week I'm going to talk to you about computers. Now, the purpose behind this video is a lot of people view computers and have no idea what they're looking for. So my goal here is to kind of give you a brief overview of if you're going to go to the store today, what sort of things you should look for in a computer. I'm going to go more in depth in later video about each thing that I talk about, as well as cover topics such as the difference between Windows computers, Mac computers, Linux computers, if you really want to get to the nitty-gritty, Chromebooks. But for right now, I'm just going to give you kind of a basic list of if you're looking for a new laptop or a computer, what I would suggest you look for. Now, this is going to vary because if you're getting a desktop, you might have to buy a monitor separate. Sometimes it comes with the desktop. You'll have to do your own shopping and figure it out. But I would suggest at least getting something with 1080p resolution. Secondly, I would suggest getting at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, preferably 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM at a minimum. Now, obviously, the higher these numbers, the better, but you're going to start running into price range issues. So, obviously, if you can spend more money and get better computer parts, do it. But this is what I would look for if I was just getting a basic laptop. And then the last big thing that you should really pay attention to when you're getting a computer of some sort is hard drive space. There's two different types. There's SSD and there's HDD. SSD, is solid state drive, and it's a faster form of hard drives, which is HDD. So again, the SSD is going to be preferable, but usually you get smaller storage space with an SSD than you do a typical hard drive. For most people, everyday use, hard drive is going to be fine, and I wouldn't personally worry too much about how much storage is on the laptop itself, because external hard drives have become cheap enough where it doesn't really matter too much if you're just trying to do web browsing or basic Word functionality and stuff. The last thing I would suggest when you're looking for a computer is often you'll see processor specs, and there's usually two different companies that'll make these processors, Intel and AMD. Intel and AMD, they call things differently, but typically Intel has an i3, an i5, an i7. The bigger the number, the better the processor, and AMD has a Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, and a Ryzen 7. Again, the bigger the number, the better. You'll normally see it as, say Intel i5, and then it'll say like 3.2 gigahertz or something along those lines. Basically, again, here, the bigger the number, the better. The faster that 3.2 number is, the gigahertz number, the faster that processor can process things. If I was just looking for a generic laptop, or desktop, my basic things I'd be looking for is at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, 1080p monitor, and at least an i5 or a Ryzen 5. From there, it's kind of mix and match whatever you want to pay for. You might be asking, well, where's a good spot to even look for a computer? And luckily for you, here in Vermont, there's plenty of local businesses that are small town computer shops, and the people there are going to be knowledgeable and able to help you with whatever you need. I'm going to put up a couple on the screen so that you can get a general feel of like some of the places that you might be able to find. With that, I'm Stephen Tanzi, and I'll see you in the next video.